Welcome back to Rising Star 2, episode 23. We're on a triple XP day. I've already gone ahead and busked and done my repairs for the day. Let's see what we could buy. We do have 19k, so we could absolutely spend 777 on some gorilla artwork. Gorillas. MTV Unplugged. That's only 50 bucks. 1k. I like that. Some AIC, which goes with the current theme of Pearl Jam, as they were very much associated with one another. All right, we're going to spend more than 1k today. I think that's the first bottom line. Let's buy that one. Get this MTV Unplugged. And we'll get the Gorillas one as well. Time to get our return on some items. We bought this drum set for 201. We're going to sell it for 374, and there should be plenty of that, except for this one. I don't know how we bought it for so much. Crazy expensive. We're at the most expensive store, and we can't get any return on it. For some reason with Maggie, everything that we buy microphone wise for her does not seem to be working out. We end up in kind of the opposite scenario. But we're up to 21k for the moment in band cash, and there's plenty of equipment to go buy to repair up. Here's an amp with a plus 10 playing when we already have a amp with a plus 5, but definitely getting into, and Desmond has the cash to get it himself is kind of the thing. Big thing I need right now though is writing music bonuses, so I think I'm going to go through everyone and look for something with really good writing music bonuses. Like this. There's a $4,000 amp, a Marshall, but it's a plus 8 writing music and a plus 8 stage presence, both of which are huge pluses from where we were. 2,000 for a really good Lexicon effects processor with some big bonuses for Mackenzie. We'll take that. I'm noticing some of the processors are interchangeable between band members, but not all. Alright, well, we walked out of that store with definitely some things to fix up. I am going to stop at one more of my buy stores. And this time we'll get back into the buy, and there is some new items here at least. And we're going to back it up and go home. But not until I check the guide to see if there's a show. If there is a show tonight, that means I can't practice, or, well, I could still write if I stay in a hotel here. Get an extra XP for going to see at an arena. Let's go see a show at an arena. I have no idea how much this is going to cost. This is the first time we've been to a major venue. We should have some new song ideas from this. Got effects and everything for this show. A handful of new song ideas anyway, and it was only $175. Not too bad.
It's the weird part.
But now it's nighttime. Maggie leveled up. That's what I thought I heard. Okay, Maggie, we need business.
Weird.
3 points. Writing music for the other point. We got a lot of ideas that worked out pretty well from today, especially the art, and we were still working on threes when we're out of points. With a lot of things to merge, I'm gonna wait until we actually get a chance to merge them. Busking today happening largely because I just drove back from Portland and you come in right next to the park, so run over and busk because it's natural. Get the XP because it's natural. Definitely not because of the cash anymore. However, you know, we are only sitting on 15,000. It's not like we are rolling it in or anything. Hold Them is one of the songs that gets played regularly and has some buzz, but isn't of the popular variety at the moment. And so I went to the cheap producer to record it here. Now, maxing that out, it's only going to cost us $621 to record it. I'm a little bit better as a producer than last time, so I can get 45% this way. It's a cheap way to get a song ready for some sort of album. And give us a lot of extra XP that we wouldn't have gotten already. It's Desmond's birthday today, and he got $500 in gift money, presumably from mom and dad. So it's a triple XP day. Might have to record another song today. There's definitely still a few walls at the house. Some places that we can go to put anything up. 14K. No. I guess you got to keep your eye on the prize. That's 1,000. And of course, with triple XP, that means we've got a busk today as well. Elliot's Poison is one I've been playing a lot lately. It's got that higher quality. It's not a hit, but it's probably something that could get on an album and not hurt us. So we're going to go to the more expensive one, but we're not exactly going to push to 70. I think I'll settle for like a low 60s and save some money off of this. Yeah, for 13 hours I can get it to 73%. We'll take that. And with the triple XP, that ends up a huge day for us. And both DG and Enrico level up. Keep pumping points into production, of course, but we need to be writing music. My stage presence is still bad, so we're going to put 2 into writing music. That puts me up to a 50. Enrico, got to keep working on those writing lyrics, even though they are already pretty good. He has no stage presence bonus whatsoever, and he's got just a ton of writing music bonuses. That's not his area. Maybe I need to put some points into that. And then here's another one of those. If it makes sense in the time, we do it in the time. It's Thursday. I have no reason to go busk, but because I was out of town to go record a song, we wake up in the morning at the studio working all night long, and we emerge out and go busk before we go home. Take the extra XP. We've definitely burned through a bit of extra cash already, though, and recording songs helps. But if we're going to use a record label and go through our manager, we're going to probably have to halt on writing songs for a little bit. It's such a good pathway forward at the moment to record the songs we have, even if we don't necessarily use them. I think before I go record with a label, because every time you record with a label, I believe in the game there's a 1-year window before you can release again. You get to go on tour, you get to do those things, and you get extra cash, and it's all nice. I think I might be able to record our own, sell it on tour, take a little tour, make some money, and then get the record deal. And you could do that, a month apart. I think that's something that will make more sense for us and help generate a lot of new ideas, especially if we go on tour for a couple of weeks. From that, we can have lots and lots of new song parts that we can spend a month merging and getting to the higher quality songs and looking for another couple hits, along the way from there. Because right now we can't really write much of anything. I'm getting some new parts the last few weeks, and we of course have 4 more battles. It's going to help us out, but it's just that alone is not going to kind of carry us over to the next stage. All that equipment that I bought, and in just 4 days, I've gone through it all. Everything left is in use. So I could theoretically make another store trip now. I don't know where. We're in Hillsborough tomorrow, so we could easily go to Portland on the way. But we do need to practice our regular songs. I think I have at least one, to throw away. Definitely not doing that as often anymore, but there's still the occasional night in hotel motel. So I'm still at 19. I did not add any new songs this week. It was the recording, of which we made, 2, 3 recordings? Yeah, I have 5 at the moment. I could really get away with recording just a couple more, and then making a CD, our first that we would, sell for a little bit more at our concerts, at our gigs. But a lot are no longer maxed out on play skill, in part because it's been time. There's been some time and we don't perform a whole lot of them, but also in part because we have had a number of level ups this week. And I got everything. All 19 are maxed out right now. The first manager we got was in Olympia, an incredibly low reputation. Now, he's leveled up through the actions we've had, but he hasn't done much for us, and he's only a reputation 5 now instead of a 3. But my reputation is up to a 6, and you can get within twice. So we are at the exact point where we could hire a new manager. Both managers in town were at 10 and 12. We can get a local manager, and it's the highest rated one in the entire town, meaning it's probably somebody we would stick with for a while, let them level up with us. Maybe eventually we go to somebody much better. I would imagine Portland's definitely going to have somebody better. $600 a month, 31% is a little bit higher on the pay rate, but it's not much higher than what we have now. So we're going to hire Rodney Hare. Oh, we have to fire Diego Wells first. Well, okay. In that case, can I... There, so we have worked our way up to the best local manager. That makes me happy. Now, we're almost to the end of the... I think I kind of want to go on a local tour. I have enough time next week to record another song or two. Maybe write one more song that we would hope can work, can function for us. We certainly have some pieces for it. But I'd love to go starting late in the month on a couple-week tour before we ever get around to like a recording contract. And we've been working on that product endorsements thing for a while, and it's not netting us anything really profitable just yet. But I think he can help us get that scheduled. There you go. We want to begin, definitely not the 21st. That's the next show. I think we would go head out a couple days after that, in between practice and whatnot, prepare, check equipment. So we want to start on, like, say, the 25th. Which is a Tuesday. So a couple weeks plus, I don't know, maybe through that following weekend. So like a 2.5 week tour. That's a good long money making, idea generating opportunity. We can take Sundays off, that's fine. We're going to call it the Mookie 10 tour. We will start from home, and I think we want to... I don't think I'm quite ready to head to California yet, so we're going to keep this to the Northwest. Kind of really the only out there inclusion is Idaho, which only has 1 or 2 cities anyway. If that ends up getting included, that's fine. If not, it's fine as well. But British Columbia definitely offers a number of extra cities, and they're all pretty close to the Puget Sound area. So Oregon, Washington, British Columbia will be the primary, with maybe one date in Idaho. Now, we've got a pretty decent relationship here with the Insane Qualities. I do want to headline for this one and just kind of see how it goes. It's been a busy day already, but we've still got a couple more additional things to do for today. We're first going to go to Portland. I know we'll easily get to Hillsboro without problem. So we're going to go do a little buy and sell of equipment. Ooh, see, there's another thing. Songwriting and practicing. My drum heads are about to break. What do you have? Even though we're at the more expensive place. What are they? A 3-3. Just not getting that kind of bonus here. It's not organizing the way it should. Writing music. 2. Stage presence, get a 2. You know what? Let's just buy one of each so we have something. What's upcoming? My drumsticks are about to break. I'm gonna splash cash on some really nice cymbals, bringing us down to 7,000, but we're gonna make that back and more in the next couple of shows. Now that handled the sell off. Now we gotta go buy, but of course most of what we're gonna buy anyway is not coming out of band cash. We were just here the other day. It looks like it may not have reset. And we're gonna have to just take our chances at some of the other mid-level stores. At least give me a little bit to work on. Alright, well, I got a few pieces of equipment. Now I need to get my butt over to Hillsboro for our battle. 4,600 for today. We've got twice the reputation of anybody else, so it should be a foregone conclusion. Shouldn't have any problems with attitude, and we do not. So, same set list from last time. We'll probably use the same set list tomorrow too. We gotta make sure we win these, and I'm not too worried about keeping up some of the lesser ones. We want to get probably this set of 6 songs onto that first release. 74%. And as close as we were on performance, I would think we should be able to beat them easily, and do. Flaky 0.02, nobody places today, got a 0.01. 456 bucks worth of shirts, 150 worth of singles, popularity 0.51 instead of 0.50. So we actually gained popularity today. 0.01 worth. Flaky and Screw the Man were the most popular. 18, not 20 though. Our next show is home. So we're just gonna head home now. 5K to the winner tonight, and we've played at the Lonely Hope. It's a different matter now than it was the previous times that we've played here. We've grown a lot since then. Flaky almost took the 30% energy level. It was really close to it. With 700, a little bit bigger audience, we only got to 68%, but that's 1300 XP. It's a number of new song ideas. Oranges Without Structure. Yellow Cloth, we haven't played with them for a while, but these were bands that were inviting us to play with them a couple months ago, and now we are absolutely hammering them head to head in Battle of the Bands. Love the 5K part. 700 fans of ours were here today. Flaky gets a 0.03. Everything's getting 0.01, or most everything. 5 out of 6 songs tonight did. 100 shirts. Lots of copies of our singles. And with the larger venue, it finally shows, but we already saw it anyway, that Elias Poison is a bit weaker than the other songs we're using right now. I'm assuming there's plenty of new ideas. There certainly are. So a few ones, anyway, that are ready to be merged, but I want to start more towards the other end. And we do have a number of 15s that are ready to merge. I have a lot more 15s out there than what we had before. Ton of 10 and riffs, but no 15s. Let's start with the 15, see if we can get the others. I think we can easily pull 10 more points the other direction. Melody's the little bit furthest behind. Good balance on difficulty. See if we can go this direction. We can. And there's a 25, that's already a 55. And a 10 would give me a 65-41. Last high energy that will replace Who Smirks Maggie? That's just a weird song. They Burst, I suppose it is. That'll have to do. Yeah, 65-41's alright. Alright. First time talking with Ronnie since he's been hired, and he has completed booking the tour starting on 25th of July. We've got just over a week. Ending on August 12th, we have 16 gigs. So we begin in Vancouver, Portland, Hillsborough, Bend, Astoria, Salem. That's a great sequence right there. Then Eugene. Then we jump up to Aberdeen, Olympia. We'll be in Victoria. And then back down to Tacoma, Bellevue, Seattle, Everett. Back up to Abbotsford. And then Vancouver, BC, and Idaho didn't make it on the list, which is totally fine. We do miss one Saturday in there. Now we're going to need 12 songs as we are headlining for all of it. So we are going to need to have 12 songs ready to perform, which of course we have just written our 20th of the current. But we are going to have to dip a bit lower than the 6 that we are regularly playing. And if we're going to have a CD, our first release of 10, well, that's going to happen this week. Well, first things first, Rodney Hare needs to be set to his next task, which for now, find product endorsements. And the next thing is, if we're going to go on tour, we're going to need a little bit of help. Not a lot of help, but we're going to need a little bit of help. And I think the best thing from all of that is going to be to find our first crew member, who is a merch manager. Ooh, they're way too good. Way too good. No, Lauren, we are not hiring you. Well, for now, I'm going to manually just buy up a lot of shirts. Give us 500 plus. And since I went out on the town to do this, I'm going to go busk. So we've pulled up to the recording studio to do some more work. I've done a little bit to try to sort out what are the more popular songs. And Nobody Places Today has been our regular go-to ballad, and it is doing all right, even though it's only a 32 quality. So we're going to go ahead and get a recording of Nobody Places Today. It does not need to be the highest quality, though, because the song itself does not have a lot of quality. So we're going to save a little bit of cash on this one, get it to a 70. It's not taking much to get it up because it's a lower quality. Just 2,500 to record this one. $2,000 XP, that gets Desmond to level up. And that gives me 6 songs now. So, you could almost get away with throwing that together in one CD, and we might have to because of the timing. All right, so we have our first self-assembled CD that we're going to be putting out. Some of these songs, one in particular, Flaky, could very well make it onto our first actual studio recording album. Of course, we're making this in a studio, but we're doing the work ourselves. 6 songs is all. We're going to open with Tight, which is kind of the initial popular song that we came out with, but quality is not quite as good. Flaky is the first kind of hit, so we're putting it in that 3 spot, almost like a baseball lineup here. Start strong with somebody who's going to get you on base, follow it up with somebody who's definitely got some quality. I'm also following how a set list kind of looks. It's not the exact order that we've been going. Tight has usually been our closer. Recently, you want to finish the night strong, but on a CD, not everybody makes it to the end. A lot of people only listen to that first few songs, and so it's more like a baseball lineup. Start strong, finish weak. We're going to go ahead and buy 500 copies of this one to take with us. And then lastly, Desmond is ready to level up. Writing lyrics for him obviously has been the way. He's not good at writing music, so I'm not going to bother with that one. So let's try to get a couple points into stage presence and put one into playing. Again, following suit, if I'm already out on the town, I might as well busk. By the way, the reason for all the Pearl Jam stuff and why I kind of started there is, I'm from Washington. They're from Seattle. They are a Seattle Northwest-based band that had extra influence on me, as did so many of the other grunge and alternative bands of the early 90s. But that's my generation. That's my era. Not necessarily the band I would sit and listen to for hours on end today, but all time, growing up, certainly at the time, Pearl Jam's my favorite. The album that I just put together, nowhere near of their quality, just in honor of them. That's my all-time favorite album, 10. I've purchased it 4 times, maybe 5. I think it was 4 times. My CD, I either myself played it too much, wore it down, got scratched over time, had to replace it, or I loaned it to a friend a couple of times and they gave it back to me scratched, and so I had to replace it because it's Pearl Jam 10. Even though play skill is there and we have the CD's ready to go, we're a week away from the show. but we still have a couple battle gigs this weekend. We're going to have to practice once everything. I think I'm going to actually maybe save that for the tail end of the week. However, we do have a new song in They Burst, so we're up to 20. We've not ventured to British Columbia. We're going to cross over into a new month during this tour. Things could happen that could make our playlist a little trickier. Right now, for the battles, we're only playing 6, and it's easy and it's straightforward, and we're winning comfortably. But we're about to be faced with the predicament of having to come up with a set list of 12. It's going to be more complex. There's going to be a lot more going into it, so I need to get another higher quality song ready to go. So They Burst. I need 3 days to practice this one, so we're going to jump forward 3 days with this and almost push right into these next battles. Alright, so we get it maxed out at a 97 on play skill for that, so that's good. And before we head out, at least for a couple of battles, we have already taken care of all the equipment. I don't think I'm not going to necessarily bother with that while we're on the road. So this is going to be 2 battles to wrap up this phase, and then we'll be pushed right into that next phase, which will be in the next episode. But we've got a couple battles to do. I have 2 20s in a riff and a melody, and they happen to link up with each other. We can get a 20 or a 25 in the lyrics. But now the question is, what can I get in rhythm? I can get a 15 in the rhythm and a 20. That's a 75 song quality right there. We can get a 75 song quality. I only have a couple days that I'm going to be able to squeeze in any sort of practice on that. I could probably squeeze our way to get that in during the tour. Low energy. This is going to be a ballad, and we'll make it say hello. Now we are all over the place for the tour upcoming, but we're hitting like literally everything locally. We're only at 14,000. Cash is definitely not endless yet, so 350 for the mowing. And we just hit the 100K mark. I got an achievement for that in this game. Alright, we got a $4,500 day ahead of us. I'd love to get Say Hello in, but that's not going to happen yet. It's also not a popular idea. And we are okay on the ideas we do have. Drum the Details, just not a great song, so same set list for the next 2 days. We'll be messing around with things a bit when we have our tour. %72% today with an audience of 600. Decent, but not the greatest. We're 50 points behind Pushes in the Summer on the performance score, but just blow them away on the popularity and win by almost 400. So another $4,500. Popularity gained for a few songs. 85 shirts. Plenty of copies. We sold 83 copies of 10. Oh man, that did well. Next show is in Salem tomorrow. So we are going to head straight for it. We'll stay overnight. Bad road conditions, extra wear and tear. But I think we can take care of the repairs largely by going to Molly's garage, and then we can go mow the lawn. 12. Okay, repairs taken care of. Mow the lawn to kind of recover that. We're still down about 500 because of the travel costs, especially because I'm finally not micromanaging that and taking the easy way. And we need this way, this way, this way. Final battle, number 10 of 10. And with this, we will make it 9 of 10 victories, though a few of those victories were very close. Very close indeed. This easily could have been a different story had we not won that first one. 4,300 for this one today. Huge advantage. There's only 3 popularity band. Only 300 in attendance too. My goal is to push this above 80. Can we get it? Oh, we can easily get it. Can we get 100? Did we? It says 100 now. We got the audience score up to 100. We got the performance score tied with Dangerous Zoo for the best. We won this one legitimately, not only from popularity, but we were at least equal on best. Tiebreaker does make sense on that one. We won this one the good way. Another 4,300. Flaky's doing really well. 123 shirts. Plenty of singles. 100 plus copies of our album. I need to increase the price on that. All 6 of our songs today got the 5 smileys treatment. I am really stoked that we got to 100% on that. That's really cool. Great way to end our battle run with a clean sweep down the stretch. 9 out of 10 of those. Huge boost. Huge boost. And popularity really kickstarts this next phase. And we're already prepped for the next phase. We've got the CD ready to go for the road. It's already doing well, at least at the battles. Now, headlining gigs at the same level kind of place, it's a different matter, right? Everybody wants to come to the battle and see. The battles have their own kind of unique draw. Headlining a gig, people paying money to see you in particular, that's a different matter. That is a different matter. So it's going to be an interesting stretch for us, but there's going to be a lot of XP to be had as we go spend 2.5 weeks on the road, playing a lot of different venues, playing 12 songs every night instead of 6, but hopefully selling a whole lot more copies of the CD that we have prepared, generating an absolute ton of new ideas, which it's going to take a long time to merge all that down with all those shows. And we should get at least some decent payments out of those. We're not going to be getting $4,000 a night, I don't think. Haven't seen what any of that is. So I'm curious to see what it will be. But if we get even $1,000 a night, I think it will be time. I think it is time, even though it was a little more expensive. I think it is absolutely time to
You're with Shady O'Grady on Stranded Radio.
Get that crew member.
I'm doing my part to keep things
merch manager. Oh,
weird.
There you go. We have a different one now. Add that. Christian Thompson, a little more affordable. That was more in the range that I was looking at, even though the skill level is a lot lower. At this point, I think I would have taken that one. But yeah, we're gonna hire Christian Thompson. That's a merch manager. That's somebody who will handle the shirts and the CDs and restock that for us each time as we go. And maybe a lighting engineer. Maybe a cheap one as we're just starting out. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this episode. Things are really starting to take off. We've even driven 5,000 miles now. So everything is happening more quickly now as we enter a new phase of this playthrough. And it's July. Like, we've done half of a year. We're not that far into it. So we've really gotten through the hardest phase or a couple phases in just half a year. But time's going to go so much faster now. There's going to be a lot of just hammer out, show, then go from place to place quickly, easily. We're sitting on 30,000. We've got the money to be able to get through this. I'm excited for what's next. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.